Hi, this is Siddharth Venkatraman. Welcome to LinkedIn Masterclass Module 6. So, what we're going to look at today is about messaging and networking. Okay, and in simple terms, how do we network without being considered as a spam? So, because if you look at it, when we look at emails, right, people spam us, or we keep getting so many promotional mails or so many cold emails from various organizations saying, hey, we have this product, we have that product, and all these kind of things. Now, the biggest mistake a lot of people do is they use LinkedIn also on a similar fashion. So they find people and then they start spamming them with all salesy messages. I get so many sales messages every day, like it's so irritating. And the thing is, I will not even respond to it. So basically, it's just a waste. So, how do we really network in a very, very systematic way and avoid being considered as a spam? So, this is what we're going to look at because all that you've done till now, be it your profile optimization, okay, or people finding you, or you're being clear about your objectives, about your audience, and then you create all this beautiful content, and then you connect with people just to be considered as a spam, then all the work which you've done is a waste, right? So after doing all these things, also you need to be building relationships on LinkedIn and not just selling stuff. So the first mistake a lot of people do is just sending a random connection request saying, I'd like to add you to my network, because that's the default message when you try to connect with someone on LinkedIn. It's like this is the default message. And of course, there are some people who will just accept your request, but then the purpose of connecting with people, as we've already discussed several times over, is about building a relationship and building an identity for yourself so that you can uh, meet your objective. So if you just add someone like this, you've lost an opportunity to network with someone. And I had shown you some examples of how I write messages to people. So in that way, you're able to really start building a rapport right from the word go. So never use this customized message. So some simple tips on how do you really write or craft meaningful messages. Your subject line should not be more than 3 words. In emails, generally we tend to write very catchy, long subject lines. But on LinkedIn messages, where the window is small, try to restrict to just 3 words. The next one is your whole entire mail body should probably be just about less than 500 words. Just don't make it too wordy. Always have a 2 by 2 personalization, which means that one thing about your potential customers business and one thing about them. Okay, so it should be it should come out as you are having some genuine interest, and it's not being straight plain business minded, because everyone knows that you're obviously networking and you're trying to sell something, but that should not be so on the face that you say, hey, I'm not bothered. You also know that I also know that I've come here to sell, so let's get the business. It doesn't work that way, right? Even in an offline world, you don't directly go sell like that, right? You try to build relationship with your clients or your potential customer, and you try to convince them and gradually try to build that rapport. Same thing you need to do here as well. Add value. Give more, and this is something which I've repeated in every module. Give more. Don't try to withhold information. Try to add value. No pitching and selling from the word go. This is the biggest no. Okay, then you're losing the advantage of the platform if you start doing this immediately. uh, there are three important factors. One is personalization. Whenever you communicate with someone one on one, personalization, as I said, 2 by 2 is a very good formula, something about their organization and something about them. Follow up. It's not going to happen that you just send a mail to somebody and they're going to respond and then you're going to close the sale. Follow up is the game changer. Okay, so how systematically you follow up, and that's the truth in any other sales methodology, right? Even in a face to face or even in any other format, same thing holds good. Follow up. Just don't just write once mail and hope that things will fall into place. Multi touch point. So this is something which I tell people that try to use multiple channels. So you send them a message on LinkedIn, and then if possible, there are ways in which you can find their email ID. So try to write a mail to them, okay, relating to this, or probably a message, or if you're able to see them in some event platform on the physical space, probably something like that, or send them a mail, send them a message, and probably try to target them through some other channel, providing information. And I'm saying not just following them, saying, "Hey, give me a meeting," but be in their mind space through various channels. That's what we say as multi-touch point. Some examples of personalization is something in common. I'm going to show you some example templates as well. Okay, so something in common, talk about something in common, or give them a relevance on where you found them. In the sense, hey, I met you at an event, right? Or hey, both of us were taking part in that same conference, or both of us were part of that panel, something like that. Okay, then uh, talk about, or you can talk about something which they've recently written about. So that's why I always said, before you connect, go to their profile, try to see what is the activity which they've been doing, what kind of content they're creating, and probably you can compliment them for one of those pieces, or you can read through and then try to get some insights and write to them, hey, I read this piece, beautiful, these are my thoughts, I would love to be connected with you so that we can have several more exchanges like this. Or about your achievements. In another module, I had shown you an example how I had written to a chief marketing officer of some organization where I had read about some great work she had done during the COVID period in her organization. I read that in the newspaper. So I wrote a message saying, hey, I read about this in such and such a newspaper. Great job. And I would like to be connected with you and learn more from you. Okay. So these are all methods of personalization where people will instantly get that connect. Okay, so this is the formula which predominantly everybody uses and also fails. Okay, this is a sure shot formula for failure, which is you find someone and then using that generic message, I'd like to connect with you, you send them a connect, and as soon as they accept, first of all, even if they accept, as I told you, they would not even remember you. Okay, or a lot of people, if they're really busy people, they won't even accept your request. Then what happens, as soon as you if they accept at all, the next minute you do is you send them a sales pitch. This is my organization, I do all these things, please give me an appointment, please give me a call, or this is my product, and all these kind of things. That's it. And with that, what happens is nobody responds. It happens to me so many times. Like when so many times it's happened that someone has sent me a connection request and then I accept it. Immediately they'll send a sales pitch to me. I wouldn't even respond. And with that, that whole sequence is gone. Okay, and I'm not going to get back to them. And even if they get back to me with another sales pitch, I'm not going to respond. So never do this. This is like the laziest thing to do. And as I said, the very purpose of the platform is defeated if you try to do this. It's not a place where you're finding database and sending cold mails. It's a relationship building personal brand platform. So now I'm going to give you a simple example or a simple flow, which could be an ideal way in which you can gradually gain some mind space in their memory and then gradually build relationship. So the first thing is you find them. Okay. The next one is send them a personalized message and send that connection request. Once they accept, send a thank you note that, hey, thanks for accepting and really look forward to having more exchanges with you. And parallelly, also engage with their content. Okay. So if so you sent a thank you note, so probably they've accepted, or even if they've not accepted, okay, you sent the connection request and parallelly also go to their content and like or add some comments so that they know, okay, there's such and such a person. Okay. So then follow up one. So imagine that they've accepted your request and you've sent a thank you note, engage their content, and parallelly introduce yourself. So there is a introduction is not about your company or your products. It's introduction about yourself. Just there are people who connect with me and they do this amazing thing of they write to me saying, "Hey, hi, thanks for connecting. This is how I am, and these are my interests and stuff." Very generic stuff. No flash or no nothing about their company or their product or about themselves or not selling anything. Generic stuff. If they respond, again, probably a thank you note. Then the other thing you can do is you can go to their profile and endorse their skills. Okay. So this is also very important because at times what happens is uh, the algorithm works in such a way that if for someone has not visited your profile before, even if they're connected with you, sometimes the content you produce doesn't come on their feed. So what happens when you endorse somebody? One thing is they notice you. Two, they there's a huge probability they'll come and visit your profile. And once they visit your profile, the algorithm works in such a way that your content starts coming in their feed. So that again, it has a multiplier effect that you keep. So you create more content and you keep coming in their feed, and you also keep engaging with their content. It's like a very subtle way in which you can actually build a relationship. So suppose you introduce yourself and no response. Again, engage with their content. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a sample now. What to do? Then send up a follow-up note. Then endorse skills. Follow-up note. So this is basically something in which how without being too pushy, you can remain in their mind space and they would respond. So let me show you an example. So suppose I go here and I try to search for a cardiologist. Okay, in people. So I would say that I want only my second and third connections, and location can be, I will choose India right now just for an example. And you can choose a list of companies. You can add something also. Here it comes up because these were things which I searched in recent times, and also it's based on this search, it's throwing up probable companies where people may be working. If not, even that's not required. So now I see this person, Dr. Sai Satish, right? So he seems to be, his headline says public figure, senior cardiologist, trainer, and also it's exciting me, and I want to go visit his profile. I open his profile and wow, it says India Heart Foundation. And so I go down and he's constructed his profile in a very beautiful way. So I just go through it. I think these things I had already shown in the other module. So here, now I want to connect with him. And I don't want to just immediately connect with him because then that's very, I lose a chance to engage. So what I do is I go to his activity, see all activity, and then I see his posts, and then I listen to this video, or he's written something, I read this, or there are so much of stuff he's done. So what I do is I will go like, and uh, here he says still basking in the afterglow of Let's Talk Tabby winning the Times Business Award 2020. So I would probably congratulate him for what he's done. Congrats, great work and stuff. So this is one thing. Then what I will do is after probably twice or thrice I've engaged with him, what I will do is I will connect. And here this is what I will do. I will not send because then that default message will go. I will add a note. Here I'll say hi Dr. Sai Satish, and I'm going to show you some templates. I have also shown what how I usually do. So I said, hey, I read this piece or I saw this video. You could see that he's recorded several videos and put it up. So you could say I regularly follow your videos. Great stuff. I would like to connect with you. Okay. So the next one, what you need to do, I have engaged with this content. I've also sent him an invite request to the personalized message. He accepts. Then the next one I do is I send him a thank you. Then I come over here and I can endorse him for one or two of his skill sets. And then I send him an introduction about myself. Okay. So I think you got the example. So this is the way you need to do. So now I'm going to show you some templates. Okay. So these are some templates of for how you can craft your message. Okay. So the first one is I came across a LinkedIn article you wrote on the fundamentals of product management. It really resonated with me. I'm also in the product team of such and such a company. I would love to be in touch with you. Okay. The next one is about it was great meeting you at that conference. It could be a live event or a virtual conference or whatever. I met you there, and the conversation we had was really interesting. Uh, and I would like to stay in touch with you. Here, it is more to do with I came across your profile. Your post recently resonated with me. So let's stay in touch. Okay. This one is about someone. Imagine for job seekers, you have said that I want to join such and such an organization. Then you find that there's an opening, or you want to explore. So you have someone who's connected with someone else over there with whom you want to talk. So you say, I noticed that you're connected to Sindhu on LinkedIn. She works at ABC, and I've been thinking about applying for a position of what and something over there. I would love to chat with her to get more insights on the company. If it's okay, do you mind connecting? So this way, you can leverage the power of mutual connections and try to connect with them. So these are the ways in which you can. This is not exhaustive. You can obviously become more creative about the way you write. So, but then this is the way you need to really engage with people. So there is. I would show you another example, like how I send messages. I think I've shown this before, but nevertheless, I will show once again. So if I go to my inbox, this is something I recently sent. Thanks for it was an event in which I was a panel member. So I had written saying that this person had registered for my the conference. Okay, so this is how I wrote, and I will show it to you. So there are people who's responded to me as well based on this. So here, okay, so I thanked this person for registering for the panel discussion, and then he said okay, and then he said send me the link, and I sent him the link, and he attended the conference. So and then he heard me speak over there. So which means that multiple times within a span of 2 days, I've been able to engage with him. These are templates. Now I'm going to show you some live examples from my inbox. Okay, so when I go to my inbox, there are a variety of ways. So for example, this person and me were part of a panel discussion in one of the conferences, virtual conferences. So she's written to me, connecting with me, referring to the conversation we had on the platform. So that's a conversation. That's a way in which we can actually connect with each other. Fine. So then again, uh, he again has sent me after seeing me or hearing to me in that conference. So the other person I will show you an example is for me. So I was to be a panelist there. Here, what happened was I had written to this person saying that so I was going to be a panel member in that conference. This person had registered for it. So I had written saying that uh, congrats on registering for the conference. Please do join us. So this person accepted, and then he again wrote to me saying, "What's the meeting link?" I gave it, and then he attended and heard my talk over there. Which means in a span of 2 days, there's been so much of exchanges between us, either one-on-one or at least he's been able to hear me, so that now I would have been registered in his mind. So this is a way to do that. Okay, then there are some other things like I'll give you some more examples. uh, this is a classic example of direct connect, which is direct sales pitch, which is not okay. So let me show you another example. So if we take this example, so I had told you about influencers, right? How you can do this ad mention, or how you can get ideas from influencers in your domain. So I had engaged with a content piece of one of the influencers from the digital marketing domain. So this person apparently is also following that influencer. So he's seen me engage with that content and written to me saying, hey, I found that you are also in that same field and you have similar interests, so let's connect. So this is also a nice way to really reach out to someone and connect, right? So these are all a variety of ideas which you can actually use to craft your personalized message. Have 4 or 5 templates and slightly modify them every time. You don't need to write from scratch for every instance. Some simple social listening strategy, okay, on how do you really gain some insights. So there are two things: company insights and buyer insights. So company insights is basically, suppose I want to reach out to a particular person and he or she is working in an organization. One is understanding about this person and their activity. The other thing is about their organization. So especially when I'm reaching to mid senior level people, I would, if their organization has achieved something, or the organization has won an award, or the organization has won a big deal, or the organization has been in the news for some great stuff, appreciating them or congratulating them for that also is a very important thing. And also in terms of sales, it's very, very important for you to track what your target company is going through. So probably they had a major acquisition, or probably they've added a new factory somewhere, or they have doubled their business, or they have actually increased their employee count. They've put up a new production facility somewhere. It could be a variety of things. So, but it's very, very important that you are conscious about what's happening. And this could be either from LinkedIn, or it could be from the other media as well, on or just on any search engine, especially Google. You can find in the news section something about this organization, or anywhere else, or even in offline media. So these are two things which you need to be uh, gathering for yourself. So company insights, find current and noteworthy account info, LinkedIn company page section. Okay, I'm going to show you an example. So suppose, let me take the example of Fortis Healthcare. So if you go, there'll be a lot of information over here about, okay, and then it shows you some important people in the organization, and here it also shows who all are there. This is a very, very important thing, and you can go here and specify some keywords and search for them. So search employees by title, keyword, or school. So suppose, imagine that I want to see if someone from my alma mater or someone from my previous companies are here. Okay, so then I can search using that and find out. So if I'm able to find someone like that, it'll be easy to connect with them, because then I have some common connection. We are both from the same alma mater, or we both worked in the same organization, even even though I may not have met that person while I was in that organization. Videos are also very good, because you will get a very easy idea of what's happening. See, for example, so they have themselves put up a news coverage. So this will give me a wonderful idea about, okay, what's going on at Fortis, right? When you have a premium account, you have some access to some extra information like insights. So this comes with the premium account of LinkedIn. It's not there with the free account. So here you get some more information on headcount, who are the latest hires, senior management hires, alumni, and all these kind of things. So this is a very important thing for you to keep track of what's happening to that target organization. And it is very similar even if you're a job seeker and you have listed saying that A, B, C, D, these are the four target organizations where I want to find a job. It's very important that you're well aware of the organization, even when you're going for the interview, and not just from a LinkedIn perspective, even from an interview perspective, in delivering a lasting impression on your interviewers. It's very important. We come to the end of this LinkedIn masterclass, and what I want to do is I want to recap all these elements to you. So the first one is about establishing your professional brand, and which means obviously the first hygiene factors are what I've already told you about. Define your objective, define all the whats and whys and the hows and your unique selling proposition and your uniqueness and all these things. And also remember the 10-step formula which I told you in the beginning, in the first module, where I had spoken about how you need to understand yourself, you need to understand the business, you need to understand your customer, their interests, their pain points, and all these things. Based on that, complete your profile with the customer or your target audience in mind. Ensure that you keep your profile 100% complete. Content, okay? Content which highlights you as a thought leader, and rich content in the sense videos, presentations, pictures. Increase your visibility by sharing and interacting with content. This is something which I've been repeatedly telling. So create your content, engage with other people's content, generate endorsements from your network. So the idea is you go endorse people so that at times they end up endorsing you. Okay. Find the right people. So it's very important that you need to connect to the right people if you need to get the right effect. And I think sales or marketing itself is about that only, which is selling the right product to the right people at the right time. So proactively search for relevant connections using the search tool, which I think I've shown you some demos. Leverage introductions, and that was an example I showed you even in the template of that messaging, on how you can leverage mutual connections to expand your network. So you know someone, that person knows someone who could be your potential customer or audience or employer. Use that. Research about the prospects or your stakeholders behavior. How do they do? Are they in which kind of platforms are they very uh, active on? What kind of stuff do they do? And take advantage of people who viewed your profile. So this is an example is, so for example, if you go to your profile, there's something here saying who viewed your profile. And this is very good because you get to see who all in the last few days have come and visited your profile. So this is very important insight because okay, you get to know what who is visiting your profile and what's the kind of people who are visiting your profile. And if you find someone interesting who's visited your profile and not connected to you, you can always go to their profile, engage with their content, and write to them saying, "Hey, I saw that you had visited my profile. How can I help you?" Okay, it's really good to do that. A lot of people do that. When I visit people's profiles, I get back messages from some people saying, "Hey, you visited my profile. How can I be of help to you?" It's really warm. Okay, it's a very, very nice way to greet. So use this as well to see who are the people and try to connect with them as well. uh, then engage well informed. So identify information relevant to your prospects to show that you understand them well, and only then you can really add value. You need to understand what your customers interest is or what your stakeholders interest is and add value. And again, be authentic. Don't dance to their tunes, or you don't need to artificially keep them happy, but you need to understand what they want and tailor make your contributions relevant to that. Leverage data, company data, which I showed you. Leverage all those things to be well informed. Comments, when you add comments on other people's posts, don't do this generic wonderful post or beautiful content and all these things. Add value. And it's not only about appreciating them, you can add your opinion on that. And don't get into arguments with people. People have different opinions. You don't need to win battles, and the knowledge should win and not people on LinkedIn. So if someone has a contradictory opinion for your thoughts, fine, let them have it. You don't need to argue and try to prove that you're right. So add constructive thoughtful comments on other people's content and in groups. Customize communication. Okay, customize communication, how I told you about personalization and stuff. Then build relationships. It's not like a one time thing that you connect with someone and things fall in place. Connect with people, follow up properly, be consistent in your work. Be consistent in your work and do have a calendar for yourself. Put a schedule for yourself. Allot some probably 20 minutes, half an hour a day, and work on your profile regularly. Okay, and you will start seeing results. And I can tell you, it works magic when you're consistent. Or you can't even imagine. Okay, that much of multiplying exponential effects come when when you're consistent and you regularly work on it. So be very conscious, understand your customer, be consistent, and for sure you will see magic happen. Okay, so thank you very much, and I'm sure you found this course useful. I'm available on LinkedIn. I've shown you my profile. I'm Siddharth Venkat. You can search for Siddharth Venkatraman, and this is my profile for your information. Okay, so you can connect with me over there, and if you have any queries, you can always message me over there as well. So thank you very much, and wish you all the best. Do well, start your LinkedIn journey, and rock on. Okay, take care. Bye.